Hey guys, how's it going? Craig here with the Spirit of Vinyl. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Finally Friday, thank God. What a week this has been. We're going to start right here with this. Some Fruit Force Voodoo Ranger. Got the big can. They didn't have any six packs of anything decent, but they had these, so I do like this beer, and I like that number right there. Got to be careful with these big ones, though. One or two, and that'll be it. So, oh yeah. Welcome to the weekend. Hope you guys are all doing great out there. Okay, so it's the first of the month. Talk about what I picked up this last month. What I picked up for the month of February. Man, that's good. Fruity. I didn't pick up a whole lot in February. Honestly, I only bought 5, but I have more than that. I wasn't really going to do this until, anyway, I have more than 5. So we're just going to go ahead and start with what I kind of started with. So there's a thing on YouTube called CollectCo, and they sell records every night, live vinyl sales. You can go to CollectCo over there. This is not an advertisement. I'm just telling you what I do. Go there sometimes and watch and see what they have for sales. They have live auctions for expensive stuff. They sell stuff, straight sales and everything else. So, and they do it every night of the week. It's only $8 for shipping, and it goes like Saturday to Saturday. So if you buy multiple albums throughout the week, you're only going to pay the $8. So I buy from them every so often. And I was watching it a while back, and I got Anthrax Worship Music. Black vinyl, double LP. It's pretty cool. It's got a nice gatefold on here. Pictures of the band, the lyrics and stuff. This is, I want to say this is from 2011, if I remember correctly. Let me double check it here, right here. Yeah, 2011. This one here is a 2022 repress. This is the first album where Joey Belladonna rejoins the band. After the John Bush era, Joey Belladonna comes back into Anthrax and they put out Worship Music. It's got some cool songs on it. Earth on Hell, The Devil You Know. I mean, this is a great thrash album. There's your track listing right there. This is a great record all the way around. My son's decided to come out and join us, apparently. So, yeah, Anthrax Worship Music. And so, yeah, sorry, I got confused. My son came out. I don't know if he's going to sit down and join us or not, but oh, you're going to stay on the side. He's camera shy.
Are you live streaming or are you recording?
I'm recording.
Okay.
So, yeah, I picked this up from CollectCo. I don't know what I gave for it, $35, $40. That same list, I picked up Clutch Psychic Warfare. This is a 2025 repress, the 10th anniversary edition on Blue Smoke vinyl. There's the vinyl right there. What can I say? I do like Clutch. I like some of their stuff. I don't buy a whole lot. Actually, this is only the second thing I have on vinyl. I got a few CDs, but I rarely listen to them. But I was on CollectCo, and what tends to happen is I start drinking and I spend more money than I expect. So when I saw this come up, I had to buy it. And that same night, I ended up with Rolling Stone's Beggar's Banquet. Not in the best shape cover-wise, but the vinyl was in very good shape. And, I mean, it's got Sympathy for the Devil on it, so that's a good enough reason to buy that right there. So those all three came in. I got the Anthrax, the Clutch, and the Stones album. I spent $94 with shipping to have those 3 sent to the house. So that's not too bad, I would guess you would say. Then I didn't really buy anything else. And a couple weeks ago, my wife wanted to go out to Franklin, Tennessee, so we drove over to Franklin. She wanted to see the old downtown. We went down there, hung out, found a little kitschy mall that just has like, there's like no mainstream stores in there, just regular stuff. Just like, you know, I don't know how you would explain it. It was just kind of like this weird hipster type mall, right? But they had a record store in there. So she's like, go ahead, go to the record store. And I'm like, I'm going to spend money. She's like, okay, go ahead. So I picked up Deftones Around the Fur while I was there. It's the 2025 repress. I want to say this album came out in 97. I think this is the second Deftones album. I've kind of started getting into the Deftones just a little bit here recently. Started buying, you know, basically their mainstream ones, the popular ones. This is one of them. So, you know, I got White Pony and Adrenalize and stuff like that. But I do like the Deftones. I just kind of have to be in the mood sometimes. And then I picked up Hole, lived through this. I want to say this is from 1994. And this is a 2025 repress. This is good. This is a really good record. I really enjoy this a lot. This is probably their most popular album. It's got doll parts and stuff on it. So I saw this. I've been looking for this for a while. A friend of mine, his daughter's like 15 years old. And one day I was over there and she showed me her record collection and she had this. And I was like, oh, so lucky you've got this record. And I've never seen it and I saw it. I just had to pick it up. Great album. Great early grunge music. Very good stuff. Courtney Love. Great stuff. I love this record. I've listened to it a bunch so far. So, and that was all I bought for the month of February. And then on the 28th of February, basically, or the 27th, right at the end of the month, my kid sends me a picture. Gabriel, who doesn't want to be on camera over here, he sent me a picture and says, hey, look, I found these records. I got him a job. He's working with me. There's Gabriel. So he's like, so I got him a job out where I work in the trash business, and he works out in a kind of a different line of business than what I do, and picks up trash and residential. And he's like, look, I found all these records, so I'm going to bring them home. So I went through them and kept, he brought home like 30. So far I got 12. I don't know, I might have 8 or 10 more. I just haven't decided. These are the ones I've cleaned and put into the Discogs database. And some of them, I have no idea what they sound like. I haven't played them. So one of the ones I have played, Bad Company, Burning Sky. This is a pretty cool record. Other than the fact that, in my opinion, this is one of the worst record covers of all time. See? Look, there's no logo. There's no name of the album. There's no name of the band. Nothing. Imagine being in the late 70s or early 80s and going to the record store and you see this, you're like, what the hell is that? And over here on the side, in really small letters, it says Bad Company, Burning Sky. And you can barely read it on the spine. So, it's on the Swan Song label. This is, it's an OG press. All this stuff from whatever year they came out at. I have played this. This one, the cover's in really good shape and the record is in excellent condition. So, it was a good listen, though. I really enjoyed that. So, next up, another one that I have spun. This is Moth the Hopple, or Moth the Hoople. Is it Hoople or Hopple? I don't know. Mad Shadows. The cover's kind of hammered, but the disc itself was in excellent shape. I played it. There's hardly any pops or cracks or anything on it. So, heard of this band, but never heard this band. This was really cool. I really enjoyed this record too. So, yeah. All right, now we're going to get into stuff. Some of these I know, some I don't, but I kind of looked them up a little bit and like, okay, I'll keep it. So, Mason Ruffner, Gypsy Blood. Haven't played this yet. I have no idea what it sounds like, but this is one of the ones. All these records, this one was still in shrink wrap when it had the hype sticker, still in shrink, have been opened. I don't think it's ever been played. So, I'll find out when I play it. Sooner or later, it will get played. If you know any of these like this, go ahead and put a comment down below and let me know what you think. This one I do know. One-off EP, Robert Plant and the Honey Drippers. This is, it's got I get a thrill and Sea of Love on there. And of course, I mean, I know the Sea of Love because it was on MTV. This is kind of a cool thing. I have heard this. I have not spun this yet. Still in really good shape for being found in the garbage, essentially, right? You found them in the garbage?
Yeah, they were sitting on top of like one of those residential cans.
They were sitting on top of a residential can.
Along
So,
with like 4 bongs.
yeah, along with some bongs. So,
There was weed in there too.
and there was weed in there too, he says. But since, you know,
I mean, it's a
we
move
can't
out.
smoke it because of our job,
Oh,
so
I'd love to, but I can't.
we would love to, but we can't.
It was still
So,
in the
so,
case.
so that's why I drink these on the weekends.
Yeah. No, they were in the case. I would have kept those if I could have.
So, Honey Drippers, Volume 1, which is weird because they never had a Volume 2. So, that I will definitely spin. Here's another band I am familiar with, but I'm not sure of this record. This is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This is their self-titled. I think it's a debut. But if I look at this, I think I may know the song Lucky Man. If it's the song Lucky Man, I think it is. I will know that song. I'm aware of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and I have heard their music before. I will play this, but they're a little proggy for me. A little, you know, I'm not really a big fan of too much prog music. I mean, I like what I like. I like Toll, and I like Floyd, certain eras of Floyd. I like most of Jethro Tull. Queensryche, you know, I do like some progressive type of rock and metal. I prefer progressive metal over, you know, I do like some progressive metal bands like Gojira and stuff like that, you know. But this, it will get spun, but I have no idea what it's going to sound like. So, did you say something about Tool over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tool's.
You got like 5 hours to listen to some prog rock. You can listen to some Tool.
Yeah. All right, next up, this is Next of Kin by the Greg Kihn Band. Actually, yeah, Greg Kihn Band. Of course, aware of Greg Kihn and the Greg Kihn Band. I am not aware of this record. I have not listened to this before. Kind of cool. Still had the Berserker inner sleeve or Berserk Lee or whatever it says. And like I said, all the records look excellent for being found in the trash.
I mean, it seems like the guy was probably getting kicked out of his apartment. I found it in an apartment, like one of those townhomes.
So
Madison.
he found him in an apartment in a townhome, so he thinks maybe the guy was getting kicked out. Who knows? This one is Billy Satellite, who I thought was a solo performer, but apparently that is the name of a band. Doesn't look like they put that much music out. Just a couple of records, or this might be the only one. I don't know. It is a gold stamp promo, property Capitol Records. So I have no idea. Like I said, if you guys know any of this stuff, put a comment down below. Let me know before I get it spun. Here's somebody I know for sure. Eddie Rabbitt, Step by Step. Doesn't have... I'm not even sure what's on here. I'm not going to pull it out either. Anyway, yeah. When I think of Eddie Rabbitt, I want to say the songs I Love a Rainy Night. That's the song I think of. That's not on this record. But I'm still aware of who this is. And, I mean, Eddie Rabbitt's been around forever. Was around forever. I was a kid. I remember him being on the radio. So I may know some of this when I finally spin it. Here's a person who I have no idea. His name is Patrick Moraz.
Oh, I've heard that guy.
And this is from 1978. I looked it up. Apparently he's a guitarist, keyboard player. It's on Charisma Records, which is, I think, might be the first time I have that label in the collection. But, you know, I mean, you got to give the guy a chance. Look at that soul patch, man. So we'll figure that out too. So, yeah, Patrick Moraz. All right. This is the weather report with In the Body Electric. I think this is going to be I think this might be kind of an early techno sound. I'm not sure. But I heard the weather report. I'm like, that sounds familiar. I looked him up. It sounds like it's going to be something along that line of an electronic type of sound. So, got it cleaned, put everything through the spin clean, put it in the Discogs, decide later. All right, this one is from a band called RPM. This is also another gold stamp promo from a band that, from what I can tell, has 1 or 2 records, and that is pretty much it. And they kind of disappeared. I have not spun this yet. I kind of got the idea when I looked it up on Discogs that this might give me some sort of that mid 80s new wave sound, maybe. So find out soon. But like I said, if you know these, give it a, yeah, let me know. And finally, I have Gary U.S. Bonds. This is Dedication. And this one is from the 80s, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah, 1981. I probably will not like this record because from what I see on it, his band it's Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Apparently Bruce was a fan and he kind of brought Gary back into the public eye after he was out from the 60s and early 70s or whatever. And Bruce Springsteen kind of talked him into coming back out and singing. And if it sounds anything like Bruce Springsteen music, I am not going to like this record. That's all I got to say. I am not a fan. And the picture it's got the inner sleeve in here. And there's the picture. And you can see Bruce and all the guys from the E Street Band in there. So, we'll find out. I'm going to give it a chance, and I know Bruce sings on one of the songs on here too. So, I'll give it a chance, but I probably not going to care for it. So, anyway, that's what I picked up in February. There's more that he found. I have not gone through them all. Some of them, I got a pile that's trash. That's why they were in the trash. And I got probably 10 more I need to look at and make a decision on whether I'm going to spend the time cleaning them and putting them into the Discogs database or not. So that's all I got for today. I really appreciate you guys sitting around. Thanks for Gabriel stopping by for me today. He just wants to come out and drink and listen to music. So
don't call me out like that.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you all later, man. Have a good one.